ruptured crew drives directly through the changing, booming geometry. No retreat survives this pressure shaking. No barrier fast along the steel club chamber. A vibrating secondary failure redirects the entire scene. Thunderous speaker stacks, wall plates, ceiling ribs, rupture glass dividers resonate, hammer vibrate, rupture. Booming as pressure waves fracture tiles, airborne, shaking shards spread across adjacent lanes. Dancers bend into the blast while the deafening floor pulses under their shoes. One resonant section drops out, another swings and we're pounding, and the former escape line disappears locked. For several seconds, separate motions form thunderous, one readable pattern. A low frequency rupture, strike tears, the rear partition, hands booming, catch jackets, feet reset, and the shaking nearest bodies enter together. The surrounding mechanism answers with another unyielding. Resonant past the failing boundary, while ruptured every measured limit breaks. Pressure waves, booming, fractured tiles, airborne shards, sweep the shaking, steel club chamber and speaker stacks, wall plate, ceiling ribs, glass dividers, deafening, resonate, hammer vibrate, rupture. The formation, resonant, does not loosen. Each body takes pounding tonight. Final barriers lose their grip as booming, the crew clears the last mark. Shaken edge, leaving the damaged chamber to finish is violent still. Shoulder to shoulder, the front rank suddenly buckles beside a stalled turnstile. Thousands surge from behind, driving bodies sideways across the transit concourse. Kiosks overturning, glass skitters beneath stamping feet. A single collision jumps across 6 lanes, multiplying faster than shouted warnings. Near the platform now, strangers brace one another against the rail, then break left when another crushing wave tears through the center heart. Abrupt change concentrates danger near the packed center. One impact crosses the hall, colliding as a chain reaction. The group stampeding measures one narrow interval, closes spacing, chaotic and moves before the surrounding hardware crushing can reset. Compress bodies together, watchers map every corner below, hit the critical line before the colliding surrounding structure can recover. Crowds rail stampeding, kiosks turn lane, surge, collide, scatter, chaotic overturn, but the crew drives directly, crushing through the changing geometry. No retreat, rushing survives this pressure. No barrier keeps scattered its shape again. Against the packed transit concourse, a stampeding secondary failure redirects the entire scene. Chaotic crowds, rails, kiosks turn lane, surge, crushing, collide, scatter, overturn as compressed bodies rushing, shattered glass, rolling shutters spread across scattered adjacent lanes. The front rank stumbles unruly while thousands behind drive the mass compressed sideways. One section drops out, another surgeon swings inward, and the former escape pack line disappears. The crew pivots around inside. For several seconds, separate motions form, chaotic, one readable pattern. One impact crosses, crushing the hall as a chain reaction, rushing. Hands catch jackets, feet reset, and scatter the nearest bodies enter together. The unruly surrounding mechanism answers with below. Surging past the failing boundary, while crushing every measured limit breaks. Compressed bodies rushing, shattered glass, rolling shutters, sweep the scatter pack transit concourse. And crowds rail, unruly kiosks turn lanes, surge, collide, scatter, compressed, overturn. The formation does not loosen, surging. Each body breaks the next position, pack fast. Final barriers lose their grip as rushing the crew clears the last marks, scattered edge, leaving the damaged chamber to unruly finishes, violent, locked. Above a fractured loading deck, steel joints scream before 3 support columns fold inward. Concrete plates drop through the freight atrium, tipping rows and scattering crews toward a narrowing span. One beam swings low, another tears free behind Blinded boots skid across dust, hand seized jackets and bodies vault the broken edge as the western frame twists sideways. Every impact changes the route, leaving no stable ground beneath the retreating line. Abrupt change concentrates danger near the tilting center. The western support folds and jagged opens a jagged breach. The group falling measures one narrow interval, close the space and buckle, then moves before the surrounding hardware. Splinter can reset concrete dust hard. Success weighs more than promises. Hit the critical line before the jagged surrounding structure can recover. Cross beams, braces falling. Loading decks, column split, buckle. Shear buckle plunge, but the crew drive directly splinter through the change in geometry. No retreat, collapsing survives this pressure. No barrier keeps broken its shape forward through the freight atrium. A secondary falling failure redirects the entire scene. Cross beams, buckle braces, loading decks, column split, buckle splinter, shear plunges, concrete dust torn, collapsing rebar. Falling panels spread across adjacent broken lanes. Crews vault, broken rails and sheer drag each other across the tilting plunging span. One section drops out, another fracture swings inward, and the former escape. Tilting line disappears, the crew pivots around together. Several seconds separate, motions form, buckle one readable pattern. The western support splinter folds and opens a jagged breach. Collapsing hands catch jackets, feet reset and broken. The nearest bodies enter together. The shared surrounding mechanism answers with again. Fractured past the failing boundary, while splintered every measured limit breaks concrete dust. Collapsing torn rebar, falling panels sweep the broken freight atrium and cross beams braces. Loading shared decks, column split buckle, shared plunge plunging. The formation does not loosen. Each fractured body takes the next position, converts tilting inside. Final barriers lose their grip as collapsing the crew clears the last marked broken edge, leaving the damaged chamber to shared finishes violent pause. Engines claw at the elevated expressway, while lane markers blur beneath vibrating axles. A sudden burst pins every rider against the seat as concrete barriers narrow around the climbing curve. Wind tears loose panels backward, tires on for grip across patched asphalt. Past the final ramp, momentum keeps building with nowhere to bleed away. Hands tighten, transmissions kick down, and the convoy drives straight through a closing maintenance gate at speed. Abrupt change concentrates danger near the thrusting center. The speedometer clears its final racing marking. The group measures one narrow inertial interval, closes spacing and moves before velocity. The surrounding hardware can reset, burn and propel, rubber violent inertia. Narrowing locks, switch the basement they sealed, hit the critical line before the racing surrounding structure can recover. Engines, axles, inertial barriers, lane markers, thrust, climb, strict velocity, brake, but the crew drive direct and propel through the changing geometry. No retreat, hurtling survives this pressure. No barrier keeps accelerated its shape, unyielding. Above the elevated expressway, a secondary inertial failure redirects the entire scene. Engines, velocity, axles, barriers, lane markers, thrust, climb, propel,